I see everything seems to be in order. Well, hello, ladies and gentlemen. 'Tis I, Michael A. Grimm, aka the Multi Voice. I have many voices, but one opinion. And, according to my Doctor Who pocket watch, another sci fi. I know I've been reviewing a lot of sci-fi stuff recently, but I knew I should doing some reviews on other stuff, but I just got a few ones I want to talk about. But right now, let's talk about a certain pilot. Now, when I say that there was a space hero cartoon called Buzz, what popped into your head? No, not Buzz Lightyear. I mean, I know some of you be thinking Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story, but it turns out that there was another cartoon of a space hero who goes by the name of Buzz, but he goes by the name of Captain Buzz Cheaply. Now, this was a pilot from a series that they showed on Cartoon Network. If some of you remembered back in the late 90s, early 2000s, there was a series called What a Cartoon Show. It was a cartoon series where they show pilots of different cartoons, see which of them was a hit or a miss, but most of them became a miss, like Dexter's Laboratory, Powerpuff Girls, Johnny Bravo, Cow and Chicken. I mean, those cartoons, out of all the other cartoons, all of a sudden sticked and became very popular even today. Although there was that one cartoon series called Steve and Larry, which that became a pilot for Family Guy. But it only focused two characters named Steve and Larry, which sounds so much like Peter and Brian. Yeah, that's right. I used to be Larry before I became Peter. Yeah, and I was Steve before I was Brian. But the reason why Captain Buzz Cheaply didn't catch on, one thing I would like to say that the show itself was a big homage to the old-fashioned 50s sci-fi movie. And how the premise goes, here's how it goes. You have Captain Buzz Cheaply, and of course his robot Slide, who is his nerdy robotic cadet to his adventure. And on the show, he was trying to deal with his clothing, trying to get rid of stains on the clothing, going like, "Dang, stubborn uranium stains! Now I need to find a entire galaxy looking for a laundromat." And then all of a sudden, he heard a report and he heard an alarm, and he called for his robot Slide. But it turns out that Slide was watching Star Wars. I mean, it's not saying Star Wars, but I can tell from the design. And he also asked Slide what's going on, and all of a sudden, Slide, like a typical nerd, started ranting on about pop cultural stuff, and I mean, saying like it's some sort of episode of Star Trek where the blah blah blah, and so Captain Buzz grabbed Slide's plug, which is inside his mouth, and plugged it into the input. And he says there's something stuck in the reactor, and it showed a radiation sock stuck into the reactor. So now their ship crash landed into a planet. And of course, even there's a narrator. He says, "Is this the end of our hero?" And Captain Buzz was like, "No!" And they're trying to figure out where they are, and they found a city in that planet, and he think they're safe, and he's trying to get his laundry done, and Slide always kept seeing that he doesn't see the point of him focusing more on getting his laundry done than fixing the ship. And of course, Buzz says, "How do you expect a brave intergalactic hero like me to explore strange new worlds without clean boxers?" And then all of a sudden they heard a squeaking sound, and that's when they start meeting these aliens called the Blubnoids. And they are dumb aliens. I mean, every time they try to think of another sentence, they go like, we are the Blubnoids. So, and of course, they all wear polyester slack and green undershirts, all of them. And they all have like this huge long head that they carry this stick with a wheel in the bottom. And of course, when he mentioned his robot, they said, "Give us your robot!" And Buzz says no, so he pointed a gun at them, and he says, "Okay, name your price, and the robot is yours." So they give him $50. And of course, what the Blubnoids were planning is to download the intelligence of Slide the robot, so his species can be very, very smart. No longer being dumb anymore. And while Buzz, on the other hand, the head Blubnoids told his guard to take Buzz away and destroy him, but these guys are easy to manipulate because he says, "Say, Einstein, how about a beer?" And the guard was like, "Beer? Alright, okay, just one or the box will kill me." But he ended up watching television while drinking a lot of beer, while Captain Buzz was talking to the bartender saying, "What? You don't know what a laundromat is? Don't you watch clothes?" And the bartender was like, "Ooh, that's clothes?" So he's going through the entire town looking for a laundry room. But it turns out that all he finds all over the city is a bunch of beer and TV. Beer, TV, beer, TV. So he needs to get off this planet. He went into a used spaceship store, and he found a ship that he liked, and he asked the dealer how much, and he says, 1,273. And then Buzz said, "What do you have for $50? And he's riding a rocket ship that has a bolt motor behind it, and of course Buzz says, "I can't fly this. You can see the wires. I'll hold them up." And then all of a sudden, the wires snapped, and he crash landed back in that same planet. And the narrator's going like, "Would Captain Buzz ever find a ship? Can he find a ship? Will he find a ship? Would he get his underwear washed?" And of course, Buzz yelled out, "Shut up!" And all of a sudden, one of the Blubnoids mistaked Buzz as some sort of valet, so he asked him to park his ship. So he got on the ship, and it had it had like a light speed going on. He was going like, whoosh, and then he hit stop, and his foot accidentally hit fast, and it. And he finally found a planet where it has a laundry room. So he land, and the only thing it has there is one washing machine. That's it. So, a planet who doesn't even know what a laundromat is, never washes clothes, only has one planet with one laundry room, one laundry place. And Buzz was like, 22,000 kilometer and only one lousy machine! And then it exploded right in front of him, destroying all the clothes he had. So now he starts crying. And then the narrator says, "After the laundry out of the way, Buzz returned to the Blubnoids to rescue his aluminum ally." So Buzz grabbed like some sort of rocket on top of his head, pretending to be one of the Blubnoids, while at the same time the Blubnoids, all their intellects is completely full. Now they're very smart. And when he finally found Slide and tried to unhook him, Slide, as usual, he almost blew his cover, going like, "Buzz, you came back! I know it'll work!" And Buzz said, "Shut up, Slide! You blow my cover!" And then all of a sudden the Blubnoids recognized I was Buzz in disguise. And all of a sudden, it turns out that his brain is so smart, full of knowledge, that his head got too heavy, that every one of their brain head carrier kept snapping off and ended in the ground. So now Buzz and Slide had to make their escape. And all of a sudden, Slide said, "Hey, Buzz, that bomb is just what we need to repair the ship." "What bomb?" "That thermonuclear device on your head?" "Don't worry, Slide, it's not a bomb." And then he hides inside a Slide, and then all of a sudden, Slide said, "Relax, Buzz, it's harmless." "Oh yeah? How do you know?" "Look." And it showed it had no batteries. So Captain Buzz was like, I knew that. So now Buzz decided to go out into space and get himself a new pair of clothes until their next adventure. So they finally got their ship repaired and they're blasted off. And then all of a sudden, Buzz thought of something. He said, "If the Blubnoids are too smart now, could they find a way to go after them?" And Slide was like, "Not a chance, Buzz. All I did is download a useless pop cultural trivia. They'll be arguing for decades." Which is true, because all the Blubnoids, they all have long white beards, and they're all arguing all certain pop cultural franchise, going like, "I tell you, it was a vision of the Body Snatchers in 1973. No, it was When Earth Collide, 51 version." And that was the end. Now, I enjoyed that cartoon as a little kid. I even had my grandma taped it for me, and I watched it nonstop. And it did kind of come across a certain question. How come that cartoon never catched on? Well, isn't it obvious? Because the character was named as Buzz, and we have Buzz Lightyear from Toy Story. So I guess some people don't want kids to mistake that Buzz as the Buzz Lightyear character. Since they were planning on making a cartoon series of Buzz Lightyear A Star Command way before they made that Lightyear movie. Which, there's a little known fact. Did you know when they were making Toy Story, Pixar decided to make a Space Ranger character and name him Lunar Larry before they decided to call him Buzz Lightyear? And the reason why they call him Buzz, it was because of that famous astronaut Buzz Aldrin. So, what if they didn't use the word Buzz Lightyear and made Lunar Larry instead? Well, I'm sure that Captain Buzz would have continued on as a series. But that's nothing more but a paradox theory. And of course, the reason why I told you about the whole show, and the reason why this show is short, because that cartoon was only 7 minutes long. Well, this is my review for the day, and for any of you who enjoyed my review of Captain Buzz Cheaply, please leave a comment down below, hit like and subscribe for more, and this is Michael A. Graham, aka The Multi-Voice. I remember so I can jog your memory.